Eagles going back to the Super Bowl. Should I feel better or worse after last night's game?
You should feel fantastic. Fantastic. You don't?
Not necessarily, no.
Why not?
Am I being set up for something here?
Definitely, but you can't see it coming, so go ahead. You obviously are being set up.
You don't feel good. They just beat the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Held them to 9. They averaged 30. They held them to 9 points.
The defense is great.
What's not to like?
The defense is great. Defense wins championships. I love everything about that. At the same time, I'm an Eagles guy because I'm a Jalen Hurts guy. And this offense reminds me of Soylent. Do you remember Soylent?
Can I tell you something? I only remember it because once a year you bring it up on the show and you're like, do you remember Soylent?
Do you remember when I brought it up?
Yeah, because it's a meal substitute that gets the job done, but no one enjoys it.
It's sludge. it's green sludge that's popular in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
And it's got all the vitamins and minerals you need, and you take it and I think you squirt it into your mouth like one of those applesauces for children. And it works. But there's no joy in it.
Okay.
And it's not exciting. It's just
you know when the joy comes? When you wake up the next morning with energy. That's when the joy comes. And for the Eagles and their fans, you know when the joy will come? When they win back-to-back Super Bowls.
You think this team is winning back-to-back Super Bowls?
No, they weren't my prediction, but I think they're certainly capable. Look, enough of the hand-wringing over the Eagles.
Yeah.
All right? They have beaten the Chiefs, the Rams, the Buccaneers, the Packers, and the Lions. I mean, what are we talking about? I'm not caught up on style points. Okay? If you want your food to look all pretty and cute, then fine.
Well, I'm not style.
But
I'm big on real points, too. They scored 26 points over the last 2 weeks.
And they've held two Super Bowl contenders to 16 points.
I just like complimentary football. That's all. I like all three
Jalen Hurts and crew haven't shown you enough times that they can score when they need to.
Why?
Because you know what Brew's trying to do.
Hey.
You know what Brew is trying to do.
He's out. He don't even care. You heard him. Hey. If somebody was trying to take your girlfriend and you were like, hey, whatever. You don't want her.
Brew.
Do you want the Eagles?
First of all, the Patriots are my wife.
There we go.
Okay.
The Eagles are
exactly.
I don't even want to go down
fun
this
weekend
road.
in Vegas.
It's just a prank.
Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you.
He gave me the Eagles last year.
I'm telling you, Brew is known the last couple years for having his NFC Super Bowl pick start looking a little gamey and then swooping in from one of ours.
This is really an indictment on the Packers. That's a great show format.
Correct. I mean, a little bit. We'll get to the Packers later. Can I say one thing about the Eagles?
I just know the Eagles are apparently available.
Yeah.
All right. I'm still with the pack. But
They totally are, as I've been saying, last year's Chiefs, for good or for bad, where they keep winning and people – now, last year's Chiefs seem more united, but where they keep winning and people keep saying, I didn't like how they won, and the internet whines about bad calls or missed calls that didn't actually matter. Like, so
that was a terrible call.
pass interference call at the end was terrible. But Jared Goff was not about to all of a sudden to start playing well. And so I'm not defending the call.
Right.
What I'm saying is there is just a lot of similarities to me of the defending Super Bowl champion not giving you the warm and fuzzy feeling it gave you the previous year, but their schedule's been a gauntlet. They keep winning football games, and people keep complaining about it. With that said, the offense has been brutal, and Lane Johnson for years has been called the most important player on the offense. I mean, I understand it's the quarterback, but and so I do think Lane Johnson being out, if he is out for the playoffs, it would change what I think about their chances. But if they have such a lead in the division, it doesn't. Like, if he's just out 4 to 6 weeks, which I don't know if we can trust the reporting these days, but if it really is that, then they can deal with it.
They've got.
And then he'll be super healthy and fresh and ready to go in the playoffs after that first round bye. Yeah, Brew had a pretty good take. It's a shame that he kind of gave it in a more like joking way kind of a thing. And Nick kind of just defaulted to the whole, it's like the Kansas City Chiefs of last year. And Wild is like, I like complimentary football. This is the definition of complimentary football. Like, what are you talking about? The offense is doing what they need to do to win these games based off of what the defense is giving them. You absolutely, and I keep saying this, I said this in my post-game clip, I said this for the Herd clip, and I'm going to say it now, like, you absolutely positively want to see the offense play better. There are structural issues right now with this O-line. They're struggling to run the ball, and receivers are not open with any degree of regularity. But besides that, everything's perfect. And it's funny because I just read this in the comment section, and it makes no sense. Someone said, because I ripped Colin because Colin said that Jalen Hurts is limited or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. And I was like, that's not true, blah, 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 blah. And someone in the comment section said, of course Jalen's limited. And the OC is terrible, and there's no scheme, and they can't run the ball, and no one's open. And it's like, so what do you want Jalen Hurts to do in that situation? Like, how do you not know the insanity of the comment then? Nobody's open. They can't run the ball. You don't think there is a scheme, and the offensive coordinator is terrible. Your words, and yet you think Jalen Hurts should then just be wheeling and dealing, throwing for 300 yards, hitting receivers all day, every day. Like, what are you talking about then? And so that is concerning. It absolutely positively is concerning. But this year, and this is what I've been emphasizing now these last couple of weeks, man, like this year, it really is coming down to not who's the greatest team, who's the best team, who's got the stacked roster, it's, do you know how to win? And I think Nick Sirianni in his press conference said it actually perfectly.
I'd like to win every game by 30 points. I don't think that's a reality of the NFL. We take pride in winning. I think our guys have this knack of knowing. I think as I watch football today, I feel like I saw a lot of like teams waiting to lose. Our team's waiting to win because they know how to win. And there's something to be said for that. Of knowing how to win and knowing how to figure out ways to win.
Yeah. And I don't think that's coach speak. Being as someone who's been exposed to a lot of various voices of coaches and someone who's, I like to think of myself as an independent thinker and a free thinker. Like, I can become allergic to coach speak of coaches just kind of saying whatever. And, part of my ability to navigate that makes me wish that I was actually a coach, because I was like, man, I'd love to be able to cut through all that and really talk to them on a real grounded level. But that wasn't coach speak. That is the reality. That is not just pump up. Hey man, we just got to keep going. We know what to do. We know how to win. We know how to get after it. We just got to keep putting in the work. Like, that's not what he's saying, and it's not even remotely on that level. Like, it's true. When you watch these other teams play, and again, it's the benefit when you watch a lot of these games, you realize that a lot of these teams, they don't quite know how to get there. They don't quite know how to do it. And the Eagles do. And this is why I'd always been so hard on like an A.J. Brown. And we talked about this last year and during the summer. And we talk about, let's think of like two of the best wide receivers that are like not A.J. Brown, obviously. Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. And it's like they could have more stats and more touchdowns and more yards. And it's like Jamar Chase is now spitting on Jalen Ramsey. His team is going nowhere. Justin Jefferson's getting passes that are like 10 feet too high for him. He's got to literally climb a ladder, and then he still would have to leap and jump off a trampoline. He's going nowhere. And it's just like, look around the league. And it's just like, where do you want to go? Where can you go in the NFL that there's any degree of confidence that this team knows how to win, that this team can get it done, Not the Ravens. They haven't proven that. Not the Buffalo Bills. They haven't proven that. Not the Chargers. Not the Colts. Not the Bengals. Not the Vikings. Not the Bears. Not the Packers. Not the Lions. At this point, there's really, there's really only 2 teams that have. And one of those teams is struggling right now. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. And secondary is probably the 49ers and the Rams. The Rams have just an interesting timeline because of them going all in to get Stafford and obviously winning, but then losing OBJ and Von Miller and Aaron Donald, right? Like, so they just had a weird timeline with just various players retiring, leaving their prime, etc., and just an older quarterback. And the 49ers getting to 2 Super Bowls, but not able to get over the hump and replacing their quarterback, right, from Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, Jimmy Garoppolo, right? So it's just been a little bit different of a trajectory over this Kansas City Chiefs era of them winning and what some of these other teams have been able to incorporate. But the team with the most confidence that you can have, especially if there's a down year or a year where things aren't going according to plan, there's really only one team, again, 2 teams, because I'll throw in the Chiefs, that you can say, all right, I believe this offseason they're going to make some moves. They're going to be able to improve, right? People are concerned about the O-line, the OC right now. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, that'll be something then that the Philadelphia Eagles take care of. If they realize, okay, our O-line is not good enough, you know there's going to be some master moves. You know that offensive coordinator hire will be awesome if the conclusion is Kevin Patullo is not good enough, whatever it is. You know that. We've seen it. We've seen it. You know that the Philadelphia Eagles can handle the moment, can handle the NFC Championship game, can handle the Super Bowl. That matters. That matters tremendously. Now, you don't want to always just rely on that, because that is what the Kansas City Chiefs did last year. They relied on their ability to know how to win games. And yeah, it's a superpower. But then when they faced a truly great team, the Philadelphia Eagles, they got absolutely dominated. They got absolutely rocked. They got absolutely embarrassed. Patrick Mahomes that whole year was literally living on a prayer. And the Philadelphia Eagles said, bro, John Bon Jovi owned our soccer team, or whatever the heck it was, the arena football, I don't even remember. Like, we got Bon Jovi. Take your prayers and go somewhere else. We don't need them. And it was over. It was over in a snap of the fingers. And so if you look around the league, who's that team right now? I don't know what that team is. Maybe it's the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't really know who that team where you're just like, phew. I really don't. Maybe it's a team that we're like, don't really want to admit. Like the Patriots, for instance. It's like, I don't know. Who is it? I don't know. But if you're the Eagles, you want it to obviously be the Eagles. And so you look now offensively, not defensively. And so you're like, well, what do we do? And to me, it's O-line coaching, O-line coaching, O-line coaching. And that's the bizarre reality right here, is that you could say, maybe this offensive coordinator is actually pretty great, but the O-line's not good enough. I flirted with that take. I'm not so sure about that, because then it's like, well, if they could get the run game going, then Kevin Patullo could be a better coordinator. And it's like, well, he's responsible for part of that. And also, why aren't you getting Jalen Hurts to do more designed runs, as Collinsworth kept saying again and again and again? You can protect Jalen Hurts. You can have designed runs that set Jalen up to just get 5 yards and slide. I've been saying this all season for many quarterbacks. Just get your 5 yards and slide. That's all you got to do. Just get your 5 yards and slide. You do that, it opens up everything. Literally everything. Just 5 yards. It doesn't have to be a gash 15-yarder. It doesn't have to be a whole song and dance. Just get your 5 yards and slide. That's it. And it opens up everything. And so, you got to question the game plans. You got to question the play calling. It's not, this O-line hasn't been great, but it's like even in this game, it's not like the O-line was this massive issue. I think Hurts was pressured around, he was pressured 8 times. Okay. Hardly anything crazy. He did have less dropbacks than many of the other quarterbacks ahead of him. Sam Darnold 46, Patrick Mahomes 49. So I mean, if you think about it, Jalen Hurts had 32 dropbacks. Mahomes had 49, so it's 17 more dropbacks. And Jalen Hurts 8 pressures to Mahomes' 14. So I don't know, kind of an interesting math there, but it was a windy night. It was cold. Seemingly struggling to get the passing game going. Hurts was a little inaccurate at times, but also receivers not really inherently open. On a windy night, this stood out to me. Jalen Hurts had the 2nd highest average depth of target. On a cold, windy night, when they were like, hey, man, we don't know if we can kick field goals. Okay, let's throw the ball as far as we can. Consistently. Oh, so you mean like we want to kind of maybe do some of these nice little like 6, 7, 8 yard throws? Some of these, some of these quick throws? No. Let's just keep throwing the ball as far as we can. Really? Okay. I mean, Sam Darnold, 8.5. Bo Nix, 9.5. Brock Purdy, 8.1. Baker Mayfield, 7.7. Matthew Stafford, 5.2. Jalen Hurts nearly tripled his average depth of target. That's insane. Patrick Mahomes, 7.3. And Patrick Mahomes was still taking deep shots down the field, 7.3. Jalen Hurts, nearly double. Where's Josh Allen at? Who had obviously the quarterback game of the week. I don't even see Josh Allen up here. Where are you at, Josh? He was 11.3. So Josh Allen, the man who had 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns and passed for 315 yards, had a shorter average depth of target. And Jalen Hurts had 3 drops. So, got to figure something out, for sure. But it wasn't as bad as Shedeur Sanders' adjusted completion percentage of 35.7, who had a 25% completion percentage. Oh, boy. But, yeah. Sometimes these are the way these games are won. When you have true Super Bowl aspirations and believe that you can go back and back, yeah, you want to feel better about your offense. You want to feel better about your team. And right now, the defense has been able to dictate how the offense wants to play. But the offense right now has not been able to impose their will as much as you'd like them to be able to do. And so now it's up to the coordinator, and Sirianni for that matter, to troubleshoot, to figure out why, to figure out how, and execute. It's not up to A.J. Brown. It's not up to Devontae. It's not up to Saquon. It's not up to Jalen. It's not up to Cam Jurgens, Mailata. It's not up to Dallas Goedert. It's up to the coaching staff. That's who it's up to. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles? Do you feel better or worse about them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.